Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing this morning? We are definitely coming live this morning, and this is the first and only broadcast of the day. So, guys, I apologize in advance. I know some people are kind of angry that I am only going one time a day, but for today, but yeah, it's just the way it goes. So sometimes you just need to break away from the computer screen. You need to break away from life. And you know, I talked to many of you guys on the phone outside of the platform or outside of here on Signal and other social media. We I do enjoy everything that we have going on. And we are actually building more and more each and every single day. If people were to realize how much, even with the trolls and everybody else out there that pop on, we're actually increasing the following on both YouTube and Twitch, and it's actually starting to take on a life of its own. We're adding 3 to 5 pretty much every single day, and it's nice to see there are people that are coming over that are interested to know the truth and are able to find us. There's a lot of people that can't. So we definitely want to make sure that everybody that can is able to jump on. But I'm not gonna take up a whole lot of time this morning. So as you guys come in, definitely let us know where you're coming in from. I know we have Tennessee, North Carolina, Illinois, New York, and Missouri. Okay. California. So, Indiana. Saturday, you're on your way out. Washington, Pennsylvania, New York, Missouri. Guys, I don't know how many people need to hear this, but in order to change the world, you must first learn to make your bed. And it's a speech that's been given many, many times by an admiral. He's used it at an Annapolis graduation for West Point and the Naval Academy, and ever he's done the speech many, many times. But I have a little bit of a different take on it, and it's a little bit different than what how he puts it. But here we go. When if we can't learn to communicate, not only with our partners, not only with our significant others, not only with our children, our neighbors, our friends, our family, if we can't communicate, how can we spread a message? If we can't articulate a thought in a way that makes sense, how can we spread a message? So sometimes people get confused. They think that it's all about actually getting up in front of a room or getting in front of a microphone and discussing things, going out and creating their own YouTube channel. It's not that. We in person. I am a person that is very quiet in the sense that I don't communicate very well a group setting. And I know that about myself, which is why I'm here instead of on stage somewhere. But as this whole thing grows, and I start to watch and start to hear where people are and how things are going for them. They're writing letters to their Congress people. They're calling their Congress people. So sometimes you have to sit back and look from a 30,000 foot view. And one thing that I've really it's really kind of stuck with me that we are creatures of habit. They say it takes 66 days to change a habit. I'm here to tell you it takes a lot longer than that. But we on an unconscious level, we have to as people who are spreading a message, we have to be able to articulate certain thoughts and certain appeals. Whether it's through a text message, whether it's through you talking to your neighbors or your friends or your family or whatever. And how do we get their attention and grab it long enough to actually get the point across? To actually get them to think about what we're trying to say. When we are articulating a thought, and I know this is a little different than what I normally would do during the week, and I told you guys that there's going to be some things that are going to change. But as we are start really looking at how do we spread a message? Well, we've discussed different openings that people every day at the supermarket, every day at the gas station. How's your day going? There's conversation starters that happen, and it happens because people are trained to have these conversation starters ready to go, especially when you're in a gas station or you're in a retail environment or even in a fast food restaurant. When you go into McDonald's, it doesn't matter where you're at. You order a Big Mac. The next response is, do you do you want fries with that, or what else, or what can I get started for you today, or how are you doing today? There's a whole everybody and their dog. I don't care whether you work at Walmart, Target, Menards, Lowe's, Home Depot. Everybody is conditioned and trained to have these conversation starters. And it happens naturally. When we talk about the who, what, when, where, why of the conversation, you want them to be the focus. You, the more you put the focus on them, the easier it is for them to relate with you, because now you're talking about their wants, likes, and desires. And when they ask you, well, how's your day going? Well, it's going all right. How's your day going? How are you liking the gas prices, or whatever it may be? I'm just throwing out examples, but these they throw out the conversation starter. It's for you to actually build. It's for you to go and build that. Some of us aren't great at conversations, and I understand that because I'm one of them. But no, I talk to I go into Menards probably a dozen times a day, and it's just the facts of life. It's one of the things that I do. But I go in and I ask them point blank that when I walk up to the register and they ask me how I'm doing, pretty good. When do you think you're going to get rid of the face mask? I ask them each and every single day that exact same question multiple times a day the different cashiers and so on that. And so far, you know what they say? I don't know, but I hate them. Well, so do I. Here, here's what we need to do. Or, yeah, sometimes people just need to figure out that it doesn't really help. And as soon as they hear that it don't really help, well, do you have any evidence of that? Pull up the resource page. Share the link. Say there's resources, you could go do the research. The research is right there. When you become less of a threat, and you put the power to do the research and stuff in their hands, and you show them where they can actually get the resources to validate what you're saying, now things actually make sense to them, and you can actually communicate a message that is less in your face. I know there's a lot of people that are probably like, what does this have to do with the prostate in China? Guys, I've received message after message after message from people that aren't even on the Signal platform, that aren't even on the different platforms that we have. But they saw a message, or they saw one of my YouTube videos, and they're like, "Well, why do you talk about this? Why do you say this at the end?" There's a reason. And in order for people to understand, you have to show them the way. And in order for people to be shown the way, you have to first talk to them. That's what I have to do. And it's hard on me. It's not an easy task. So, yeah, guys, I know it's anybody that really wants to watch that video, definitely look at for it. It is literally, you can type in, if you want to change the world, you must first learn to make your bed. You can type that into YouTube, it will pull up. Okay. So on Saturdays, I'm not gonna really discuss news. It's gonna be more inspirational or motivational type things, and sometimes and a question answers. We're gonna try to leave that for the weekends. That way we can start covering like the news and more stuff during the week. Some of the health stuff, all that. So yeah, it is a very awesome speech. I encourage anybody to look at it. I think you'll see that it is a very very good speech, and it's worth every second. But there's guys. I also I know there are some people who were there are some people who are wondering about. We kept getting messages yesterday about the t-shirts and all that. So I'm gonna just show you guys real quick, just so you guys are aware. I know some of you guys probably could care less, but we're gonna just pop over. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but that is we have a whole bunch of stuff that's on, whether it's hoodies shirts, all that stuff. So if you guys want it, and anybody who's asking what Mulan Lobby means, it means come and take them. So yeah. Oh, I thought I removed that. So yeah, guys, I know everybody's like, okay, so what's your point? So yeah, as far as questions, comments, concerns, anything moving forward that we need to address, let let's get some questions so we can see if we can. I didn't have a whole lot for today, but if you guys have some comments, concerns, we can address that. And no, guys, we are not going to be doing a show tonight or tomorrow. I'm gonna go do some work on the van and try to get it ready for next week. So going to probably wear them around Cali. That'd be awesome. I'm sure people are gonna be really wondering what's going on. But yeah. I like that. I have people talk to me because mine says worn by force, not by fear. That's excellent. But yeah, conversations. Looks like we have another Washington. Conversations are basically 95% of what we do. 95% of what I do. Having a conversation is far more powerful than yelling at somebody on Facebook. It is far more powerful than yelling at somebody on Twitter or Gab or MeWe or any of that. Did my governor sign bills to protect your gun rights? Yes. She she also did something I wasn't too happy about, but they did restrict your ability to, in order for you to transfer firearms, you have to go through an FFL. But there's I think there's a lot of people who said if she didn't sign it, she was going to be hosed. So I think there was 3 or 4 bills that she signed in a row that all had to do with protecting and building up the ability for us to keep and bear arms. Well, people might actually look at the shirt and want to buy one. You know where to send them. But yeah, I mean, guys, I know people are kind of leery about wearing too controversial shirts, and I don't wear a whole lot of controversial shirts either. But I still have my red cap, and I go into a lot of stores like Walmart where I know I'm going to get a little bit of hate for it. My Trump 2020 hat, and people blister me, but that's fine. I just laugh and have a good time. I had one lady who approached me and she's like, how can you still be wearing that symbol of racism? And this is a white woman. And I laughed and I'm like, symbol of racism. I said, ma'am, let me tell you something. For a man who actually broke barriers in regards to the Republican Party and their outreach to black and Latino voters, I said it's pretty amazing that you still consider him a racist. I said it's kind of funny that women in the workplace actually went up under Trump. The black unemployment went down, Latina unemployment went down to the lowest levels in over 50 years. Levels that haven't been seen since a Republican, since the Jim Crow era, where when there was another Republican that was in charge. Yes, I should. Good thinking, and I will have to definitely put that on there. I didn't think about that. So, yeah, I apologize. But yeah, going forward we will actually do that as well. So, but going through it and just talking, she's just like, well, he put kids in cages. I was like, so did Obama, so did Biden. Only Biden, people are starving. Under Trump, they weren't. And she really got mad at me then. Yeah, it's kind of funny because people think that I'm not willing to debate, and I people think that I'm going to just shut down conversation. But guys, we I like to have fun. I like to um hold on a second. I'm gonna share that screen again, and I'm gonna show you the backs of the shirts. So so yeah, the logo is on the back of the shirt. But yes, I need to put I need to just put Patriot News Network, the actual website underneath there. So I will get that done. But yeah, I know, guys. It's crazy. We're talking to people all over the country, and quite frankly, we've went international. I have a couple followers from Canada. I have a couple followers from Australia. I have a couple followers from the Philippines, Japan, and Taiwan. So, guys, we have people coming in from all over the globe, and we want to welcome them because, quite honestly, that this whole movement, people say it's just a make America great. No, what you're seeing is a global movement. We haven't seen something like this in forever. When you see a global movement like the freedom movement that's moving, that is ripping through the globe right now. I have a friend of mine that lives in Perth, Australia, and she was telling me that down there they had a freedom march, and she said Perth is not a big town, but it had attracted a lot of people and a lot of attention. And there was Trump flags flying in Australia. And there so it is this movement's getting bigger. Germany, they were talking about protests and all that, Trump flags being flown over in Germany. You're happening in London, happening in Moscow, over in Taiwan. You're seeing this movement go beyond national borders. And it's definitely not something. It is definitely not something that I ever expected to see in my lifetime. But I think it's just the way things are going. But yeah, the when we go about and we start discussing different things with people, we are in the arguments and the fights of our lives. We are not. It is not something that we are going to take lightly. We we as Americans and as civilized people, we need to be ready. We need to be armed with proper information that actually makes sense and doesn't detract from the actual message that Donald Trump and the Freedom Caucus members have really put forward, because there you have your rhinos, but you also have some actual conservatives that are standing on principle and values. We need to make sure that those guys are lauded and talked about. Having the correct information is better than having a lot of information, which is, guys, that's been the whole premise that I've built my platform on. I may not have a whole lot of information that I can share right away, but when I do share the information, I know that it's factual and I know it's correct. And I own up to it. If somebody proves me wrong, I own up to it. And that's why we give you guys the tools to do the research, to actually see the information that's out there. Because quite honestly, do I trust every profile on Telegram? No. Do I trust every post on Telegram? No. Do I trust every post on Twitter? No. Social media sites, it's too easy to fake. And so is there people that I've verified that is their accounts? Yeah, but you have to remember that I do a lot of background research into people. I know how they write, I know how they type, I know a lot about them before I even put anything up that somebody's posted to Telegram or Twitter or anything like that. I look at it and I analyze every single person that I put up. So, absolutely, Daydream. If you want to use it, I'll send you the I will send you the PNG file for this the logo. If you want to do that, go for it. So yeah, I don't have my Pepsi, so I apologize. Kind of a little bit foolish looking, but when when we're talking to people, we can talk about Nacera, Jacera, but if it don't happen, we burn our credibility. If we talk about how people are being executed at Gitmo, we burn our credibility, especially if it comes out that it's not factual. If we talk about different things that are happening and they don't come to fruition, we burn our credibility. There's a reason I am very, very adamant and I'm very crystal clear that, like, the Sarah Jacera, is it happening? I believe it is, but not in the way that most people would believe. I don't believe that it's a good thing. Do do I expect to see more coming to the surface about it? more changes to it and all that as time moves forward. Yeah, because the globalists, just let's just be blunt, they don't want to give up power. They don't want to give up the truth. So, guys, there's a reason I don't cover a lot of these topics. And I know some people get burned at me for it. They get really upset. But if I can't confirm it and my credibility is on the line, and I know you guys are going to share articles, you're going to share things that we put out, you're going to share these videos and all that. If I put out something, and this is I want to make sure that if I put something out, you guys could share these videos with people, and there's people who can't go out and say, "Well, look at it here. This guy's lying to us." Because they can't find 100% accurate information. If I put it out and I'm talking about a certain source, whether it's Epic Times or whatever, they can go look Epic Times articles. If there's things that I'm putting, if I'm sourcing through somebody that I know that works inside a government agency, then yes. So your boy was trying to get some to go live at the border for the first show yesterday. Um, my boy, I think we're gonna word that different, but yeah, guys, there's gonna be some changes made to the website. You'll notice them later on. I'll let you know when the changes are made. But we are gonna go to the border, and I am going to do a live show right from the border. Where I'm gonna drive probably 300, 400 miles along that border in Texas, and we're gonna film and videotape, and we're gonna actually jump in and actually have conversation with some of these migrants, if at all possible. So, oh, King Meat's just giving me a little bit of crap. He knows me personally now, so don't be too hard on him. But yeah, as for as in regards to other channels, I'm just one. I laugh because if you're not willing to go down yourself, don't even bother. So, Rish, sometimes you just have to step up your game. That's all I'm gonna say. Will Jason be going with me? We haven't really even discussed it, so we will probably be discussing it. We're looking to go here with the next week or so, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, don't think none of us like or believe them over there. Yeah, when it came to having somebody in Washington to report and do all that stuff, when you really start digging into it, be safe down there could be dangerous. Well, it's definitely going to be dangerous. It's not anytime go somewhere that is in a crisis type situation, it's going to be dangerous. Sometimes it's worth it living on the edge. So, if your sister didn't need you, you'd love to go. You know what? Family comes first. Take care of your family. I might need a bodyguard. Yeah, the borders have been dangerous for years. Absolutely, they have. I yeah, totally the mom in you. Yeah, and I mean, guys, quite honestly, I live on the edge a lot, and I know my wife gets really tired of me trying to live on the edge. But I believe it's good and healthy to get out there and get stuff done like that. But yeah, any other questions, comments, concerns? I know a lot of you guys are like, is this ever going to end? Just kidding. Guys, we are definitely moving forward, and we're going to have some guests coming on. I think it this week we're looking at a couple guest speakers. So, and I'm actually trying to nail down a time with Ted Cruz and actually seeing if we can get him on to cover some of the border stuff in regards to what he saw while he was down there. So working to actually expand our reach. So watch a short clip from I think called Women on the Front Line down there. They're dumping people off on the Texas side, yelling at what the world? My computer started talking to me. So yeah, anyways, if you guys have people who are down there, if you have people to that we're able to interview that are down there, and you find contact information for people, send it over. I'll contact them. I have no problem doing that because I think it's important. I think bringing people like that on are important. They're doing good work. I heard the U.S. Navy was arriving in this Suez Canal. The U.S. Navy's been there. They've been in the Persian Gulf the whole time. Do I believe that they're going to give it a thorough looking over? No, I think they're going to try to use it to some of the Navy ships to yank it out. So we'll see what happens. The eye is kind of on the way. We are definitely interested in keeping up to date as that progresses. So, but yeah. Anyways, guys, if you like what we're doing and you want and you do want to support, that's your choice. I but as soon as I have the finances together enough to do the trip to the border, I'm going. So I'm hoping by the end of next week I'll have everything put together. But If we are working together, we can get stuff done a lot faster. And no, this is not me calling for money because I won't do that. Just remember, I'm not able to move as fast as some other channels because I do not ask for money. And that's just the way it goes. So with that, guys, definitely keep an eye on the webpage today. Keep an eye on the store. There's stuff that is going to be populating throughout the day, throughout the weekend, and we are looking forward to seeing everything that people like, and the more likes that we get on certain things, the more we're going to go down those certain roads with the store goods and stuff like that. So if you guys, and if there's something that you guys would rather see my wife make when it comes to like coffee cups and stuff like that, basic designs, and all pretty much she's good at basic designs right now, but I'm doing everything I can to help train her and getting better at doing the design. So if you buy stuff, you're sure it will help. Yeah, everything helps. And 50% of the proceeds that come from the Second Amendment stuff is actually going to help fund the Second Amendment challenges that we're going to be putting together in court when Biden decides he's going to take the constitutional or he's going to take an unconstitutional action. So, yeah, we are getting very close to something like that. So, guys, we want people to understand what we're doing. So, okay.
To just call the Border Patrol. Please call the Border Patrol. Women Fighting for America here that we're live here in McAllen, Texas on the Rio Grande. So remember how I told you earlier we were sitting in the boat in the other video and the drug cartels were calling and their Arabs were yelling across to us. And there was our driver, our guide, and him, they were talking and communicating. And basically they were trying to tell us where to just call the Border Patrol. Please call the Border Patrol. And what this is diversionary tactic. So these drug cartels, they take $4,000 per person to smuggle them across this river. Now they're just saying call Border Patrol so they can pick them up because they know they're going to come up. Then what happens is, this is a diversion tactic. So all of the Border Patrol agents, they come descending over here to pick up the 30 plus illegals who have literally been just now transported across the border. So now they're free to run their drugs in another sector, not worrying about where Border Patrol is. This is an amazing operation. And you know what? Whoops. Here they come, the Uber Patrol. More Border Patrol over here. See this? Border Patrol, they're all descending here. Everybody leaves their posts. Yeah, I'd love one, thanks. Come on, Jer. Yep, come on.
I'm a stranger.
Stranger danger, stranger danger.
Jump for the cartel.
Someone hold that for me?
You from the cartel?
No, right? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, the Border Patrol, like, what are you doing here? Stopping them. This is part of the gag order, you know, that they're doing. They're probably telling us you can't come here.
But she just told us that we can't.
That's right. I just keep going. Ignore them. Ignore them. Just keep going. Yep.
His look more civilian vehicle than mine does, anyways. Look at them all.
See all these guys? They literally, the drug cartel.
Okay, how about now? Okay, good. So, guys, that video is 18 minutes long. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I will put it up in the Signal group for everybody to check out and watch. And I'm actually going to see if I can't get the raw video so we can actually use it and actually break it down. So, oh, I cut it off just before they got to where all the people were. I apologize. I just, it was 18 minutes long, so I wanted to make sure that we spared people. But yeah, we will put this up in the Signal group for everybody to see if you guys want to go check out the whole video. Guys, we have a responsibility. We have a duty to our fellow Americans and the people who are trying to come here and thinking that they are doing something good with their lives. So, but guys, I have to get going. Remember, you guys have a pen and a microphone. Use them. The silent majority can no longer stay silent. God bless you guys. God bless the United States of America. We will see you guys Monday morning at 10 a.m.